All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go 30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year, everybody. This is Zach Cry with the Jam Space Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited to finally be launching this podcast. We are live on Spotify, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, anywhere you get your podcast at. Check it out. We also got jamspacepodcast.com. You can check out everything we got going on there, man. It's going to be a lot of fun as we start getting into episodes, man. We're going to start talking about some things that might not be posted anywhere on the internet. You can go to jamspace.com/extras and find links and references to any of the stuff that we're talking about in the episode. Also got some merch coming for Jam Space Podcast, but also check out all the merch we got for Jam Space Records and all our artists over there. Now, today on our first episode, we have John Rosales from Holy Death Trio out of Austin, Texas. They are a psych rock, stoner band, heavy blues, all combined into one. They just released their music video for their song Bad Vibrations, which is going to be released on their new album coming soon. These guys have only been rocking for just about 3 years now, and they've accomplished a lot. So definitely check them out. Follow them on all social media. And we're going to go ahead and get into the episode. You guys can be counting on this show about once a week, and maybe an extra surprise episode every month, you know. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
John, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. Sorry, I was listening to the new Hendrix album that just came out. I'm like a month late, but goddamn, it's so good.
Live in Maui?
Yeah.
I was just watching some of that footage earlier.
From the DVD or off YouTube?
Off of YouTube. It's kind of fucked up on YouTube, though.
Yeah. Man, it's so good. It's crazy.
We're live, man. We're on the Jam Space Podcast, brother. It's good to have you on.
Oh, shit.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I didn't know we were live before I would have put on my microphone and headphones.
Oh, no, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Man, that album is so good. It's the band from, it pretty much looks like the same band that played at Woodstock, but they're a trio and they're playing in Maui. And they must have had to ship all those amps over there. Maui, that's Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, goddamn.
Yeah, I was watching some of
the
footage is so clear, man, to be so old. Yeah. It looks great.
Yeah, it just sucks that they had to put like styrofoam or something all over the mics because it looks ugly as fuck. But
yeah, I saw that shit. The video I watched was Voodoo Child, man. They fucking ripped it up.
Yeah, man. That's what I was just listening to right now, so I couldn't answer the phone. I had it blasted, and I was like, God damn, the band is fucking on fire.
They were,
Holy
dude.
Shit.
That actually popped up on me while I was watching your video. The new Holy Death Trio video is so fucking cool, by the way. I love your video, man.
Thanks, man. That was fun. We had a blast with that thing. Like, I had a bunch of ideas of who to hire to direct it, and, like, everybody flaked. And I was like, I thought you all were my homies. What the fuck? How much work have we done in the past? How many times have I hooked you up for free, audio recording, interviews, all that stuff, and you don't respond back when I need to do a music video? And then Ben, I met him through another friend in Austin, and immediately when I shot him the idea, he was like, yes. I was like, okay, cool.
And this is the guy that directed the video?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Ben Linsmith. Yeah, I met him and we just started talking film, and she knew everything. Like, fucking, we could talk forever about like just film and our favorite directors. Like any director that I name, like he knows exactly why they're great, and that's one thing that I appreciate when somebody who's doing film is somebody who knows their history of film. You know, there's people that get into doing video work and stuff because it's cool, but they don't really understand the history of film.
Okay, let's
like the
get
other day,
into
I was
that,
hanging
man.
out.
What is your history with film and photography and stuff? What's your background with that?
I mean, I've always watched film, and I've always started editing. Like in high school, I started messing around with cameras, and the teacher was terrible, man. She was reading from a book. She'd be like, "Now you click open and click new project." Okay, has everybody clicked new project yet? And it was like, God damn. So, like, eventually I would trick her into letting me use the camera, and we would just run around school and, like, you know, feed the seagulls and act like we were getting chased by, we would make, like, use the Jaws theme song and have, like, you know, French fries attached to us and have, like, seagulls chase us and shit. So that's how I learned how to edit.
Nice, man. I remember didn't you make a video for
Jackass and shit.
Yeah, of course. We all tried to make our own Jackass, huh?
Yeah.
I remember you made a Switchblade Jesus music video back in the day, didn't you?
I don't know if it was Switchblade Jesus. I mean, I've made videos for people, but I don't think I did anything for Switchblade Jesus.
Maybe I'm
Let me
mistaken.
think.
I remember you were working on something, man, for one of the heavier bands.
There's a chance that I did, like, man, because when we were in Corpus, I was just all involved with, like, the film, Texas Underground Film challenges and stuff like that. So one time I did a video for Cave Girl.
I remember that.
Which was Ryan's band, and then I was just making video after video after video. So, like,
so did you help them with their video, Cave Girl, the video where he's like brushing his teeth over the sink and they're being all weird? Yeah. You helped with that music video?
Yeah, man. That was for like a film. We had 1 week to make a music video, and I teamed up with them, and we took some mushrooms, and I tried to make it like a horror movie / ninja thing / live band thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love that video too, man.
That video had the same vibe as the Bowley's video that you worked on. Pinky Toe.
Man. Mm-hmm.
So, how involved were you in directing this music video for Bad Vibrations?
I mean, I want to say I was like in charge, but also like when I hire somebody, I don't want to be like Prince or like James Brown or like Steve Jobs and just like have complete creative control and start yelling because it doesn't look the way I want it to look. So when I hire somebody, I want to make sure that they're good, they know what they're doing, and just leave them in charge. And, you know, if I see something here or there, I'll say something. Or, you know, as far as like how the band looks, like, you know, I guess I'm definitely in charge of like our aesthetic, also how things are coming across. But I like to leave all that up to the director. But I mean, the guy who's directing it is also doing 10 things at once, like switching lenses and make sure the lighting is right. So I try to just add what I can without interfering too much with the director's vision. Mm-hmm.
And the video has a crazy vibe. Like, there's a little narrative going on. There's like a dude with bad vibes at the party, man. He's like bumming too many smokes and just not a cool dude, man. And I really like the whole vibe of the video. And
yeah, that was all Ben's idea. He was like, I think we should do, well, he said Gen X. I don't really know the whole generation, but he wanted somebody that had like white hair, who was like maybe close to 50, but still like punk and like showing up, and just like everyone's like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? But we couldn't get that guy, and I had this friend James, who just kind of looks like, you know, a punk kid, like crust punk kid or something. And I was like, look, man, let's put some face tattoos on you. I wish he would have let us tattoo his face, but he didn't. And that's what I was imagining, you know, somebody who's like, you know, hopping trains or something and just shows up to the party and eats all the food and drinks all the beer and then throws up everywhere. Like, I've been to so many fucking parties where that happens. And God damn, like, nobody says anything. But, you know, after a while, it's like, yo, man, like, we paid for this beer and the food and everything. You ate it and drank it all. Like, what the fuck? You know, that's what I think of Bad Vibes.
Yeah, man, for sure. It matches the song perfectly. And the song, such a great song, man. The production sounds great. Do you got a whole album ready already, or are you guys still working on it? What's going on with that?
We recorded 5 songs. The first, we tried to do one a day, and then on one day, we had the song that kind of blended into the next, so we decided to do 2 in 1. But we have half the album done, and we're going to go back in December 28th and 31st, and we're going to do another 4 songs, or 3 songs. So we should have about almost 9 songs on this album. I don't know if my math is right there, but we should have 8 or 9 songs. But the album's going to be, we have to keep it at 21 minutes on each side, so I don't think we can do more than 40. We can only afford to do 1 vinyl. So if we do that, I think that's 21 minutes on each side. So, you know, our album already with these 5 songs is getting close to half an hour. So we can really only add like 3 more songs.
Right, yeah. I had to cut some tracks off of mine, man. I had a couple of other interludes and stuff, but I had to cut them off to make vinyl time.
Yeah. What do you think about interludes? Because we're doing an interlude day, and I really think that's the way to tie your album together.
Oh yeah, I love it, man. I really approached my last album as kind of like a concept or something. I wanted it to all kind of blend together and have like big motifs and recurring themes and stuff like that. So yeah, I love interludes, man. More power to it.
I agree. Yeah, what I'm thinking and the way things are going, because I listen to lots of CD Baby's DIY Musicians podcast, and they released this thing recently that was saying how to release your music in 2020 and on. And basically the approach that we took is exactly what they said. They said, you know, release singles 100%. But the best thing to do is you release a single, then you release a music video. So maybe some people didn't get a chance to listen to the single, but now the music video is out. And they kind of get that fear of missing out where it's like, oh shit, I missed out on the single. Now I can see the video. So you give them more opportunities to listen. And a lot of times, if you release a full album, I don't think people have the attention span to just listen to your whole album. You know, if a band's like, we just dropped this badass album, 13 songs, cool. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, damn, 13 songs, that's like an hour. Fuck, when do I have an hour out of my day to sit and listen to this? You know, it's not 1970 anymore. You know, you can't just put on your record player and just sit there for an hour. Like, I mean, you can, and there are badass people that do that, and I respect them to actually listen to the music. But most people do not have the time.
Gosh,
so
so
I think the best way to do this, best way is single, 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 single. And then when you release the album, people might think, well, I already heard the single. Fuck no, because you haven't heard the album with the interludes in its entirety, where we have this badass intro, each song kind of blends into each other. Maybe after the song ends, you stay in that same key and drone out a fucking organ and, you know, have some really heavy drums that lead into the next one. So that's what we're trying to do. We're going to release singles, say 3 songs that you haven't heard for the album, and then the whole album is just an entire experience.
And
we really want. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying we did that. We did the opposite of that. We released the whole album because, like you said, man, we'll come from the old school mindset. Like I wanted to put out fucking Led Zeppelin fucking 5 or something. You know what I mean? And so I really put so much into this big album, and then you push it out, and then kind of gets swept under the rug because it's just too much content for one sitting, you know. So we decided
people don't have the attention span, man. It sucks.
Yeah, so we decided moving forward to take the same approach, man, to release singles and just do that, you know.
So, no, I feel you. Me and John really like the fucking album that you put out, man. And like, I think it's not over. A lot of people release it and then that's it. I mean, there's other ways to push it. Like, you still have opportunities to release, like, you know, footage or you know, what a lot of people are doing these days, there's this website called Rotor Video. Well, they'll release like a video for each song, but not a music video. They'll put like, you know, some cool edited content behind it. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be, you go out and record it. It could be like footage that's like stock footage and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I think we've all seen those music videos where it's like, you know, dark witchcraft type stuff behind a song. You know, it's just like a collage of like other videos.
Old 1970s cult movies and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a few
That's
ideas,
another way to
man.
do it.
We're thinking about doing a video that smashes like the pieces of like the first half of our album all together. So we're just gonna take like the first 5 songs of our album and make one long video that kind of blends together. Not the entire song, but maybe like the first verse and the chorus, and then kind of go into the next song, but carrying out a narrative, a film narrative throughout the whole thing. And
yeah, and you know how to edit too. It's awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm getting into it. You know, it's a daunting task trying to learn new software and stuff. I've always used the cheap or free software, so just sitting down to try to. It saves
so much money doing it yourself.
Oh yeah, man, and you've seen the video I've been working on lately, man. So I think you can get stuff done by yourself if you just take a little time and figure it out. You know.
Yeah, I don't know how you have the time to do that shit.
I just took a Sunday, man. I had one Sunday. I woke up. I said, "Hey, we're going out here to this fucking building I saw, and we're gonna clean it up a little bit and shoot a video over here." And then I also got some guy that's gonna invest with me, man. A good friend of mine is gonna help us out and chunk us a nice chunk of change to put some vinyl out for the album.
Hell yeah!
So that'll kind of hopefully that'll put some energy into it. And then my solo album we're gonna put out as a split with the original Who Do I Kill self-titled album, because it's just an EP. You can fit it on one side, and you can fit my album on the other side. So we're gonna do that as a split. And
nice.
I don't want to say too much, but I've been talking to somebody about distribution. So they said if I get the stuff printed up and stuff, then they'll definitely work with me on distribution. So I'm gonna have it in some stores. Well, go ahead.
Okay, going to that. So the album, we're pretty much done with it, and we're talking with like 3 different people. One, which we love, I've been talking with Buddy with Guess Her Glory or Guess Her Glory.
Oh, dude, that would fucking be so awesome, man. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I love everything that he's released, especially with the whole Thin Lizzy and Deep Purple releases. And that's like the way to go, where it's like you own your rights to your music, you have all that, and they'll help you out with distribution. And it's like, man, we're like almost like 99% sure we're going to go with them. But, you know, there's other labels that we talk to as well, and they're all about, you know, retaining your rights to your music, or they'll lock it up for like 5 to 7 years. And, man, I'm really afraid to do that because coming from a film background, living in LA, like I had connections with music supervisors and people like that. And, I mean, what I've noticed is they don't want to work with a band where they have to talk to like 5 different people in order to get the song published. Sometimes they'll publish that song into a commercial last minute, and they don't want to have to go through 5 different emails and lawyers and shit. They want to talk to one person, you send them the masters, done, they cut you a check. And like, if your music ends up getting like, you know, stopped up between the record labels, and then you have to figure out a way to cut them, you know, they're doing everything last minute. So I'm just feeling like, so if you go with the label and they, you know, take your music for 5 to 7 years or whatever, then you get badass opportunities on tours and touring bands and European connections and stuff. So it's like, you know, do you want to live the rock and roll lifestyle and go play Europe and shit, or do you want to figure out a way to do this right and be one of the first bands to really make money off of your music, you know, through licensing?
Some people would say you do the first thing first, and then after the 5 to 7 years runs out, that's when you can take advantage and you have more of a platform. And you've built your audience throughout those 5 to 7 years that they have your rights, and after that you get your rights back, and you now have a much bigger audience, and your own platform and whatnot. So I'm not sure which
Yeah, it's
one's the
just
right
like-
path to take. I got my own publishing label. Do you not publish your own stuff?
I work with BMI usually.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I got one of my songs into a film a couple years ago, and he was like, sign up with BMI. This is from a music supervisor, and he was like, it just works better for us with BMI, and they'll take care of you. So I went that route. But so much can happen in 7 years. Like, fuck, technology and everything is advancing so goddamn much. I'm sorry, I'm just cussing whatever. I don't know if you have to bleep everything out now. Is this going on Disney Channel podcast? No. But so much can happen in 7 years, man. I just feel like
that might be a bit too long.
I
don't know why they want to lock it down for that long. 2 years, maybe 3 years. I mean, 3 years seems kind of long.
Yeah, it just seems like the right business plan to do. If you do retain someone's music for 7 years and they do end up blowing up, and then you are able to license it, and then you finally get a small chunk of change to your label, who's like still not that huge. It helps, the label grow as well. But
so
I don't know, man.
What do you think? We have these distribution services at our fingertips, man. Like I use DistroKid. And I just pay a little small yearly subscription fee, and I can put as much stuff as I want to any of the streaming services. And it goes there pretty fast. So with that being said, if you work your social media right, like you've been doing, I mean, you guys have garnered up a pretty big following without the help of a label. And the fact that you want to you're looking to keep your masters, and which is right and true. So I'm just wondering, like, how much does the label really come into play nowadays? I mean, of course they're gonna bring you more clout, and they got connections to agencies and stuff like that. But for somebody like you that knows how to play it,
nothing.
Yeah, right, exactly. There's almost nothing in it for the label. For a band to say, yes, I want to work with you, but I want to keep my rights. Well, then, what's in it for the label at that point? All right, there's really nothing even in it for them to pump all this money into it, and then you come back 5 years later and say, I want my rights back. It's like, well, hold on a second. We pumped all the money into this thing, and now you're going to take it from us? So there is that's quite the conundrum there, and you see it playing out and mainstream with like Dave Chappelle and Chappelle Show, and then same thing with like Kanye West wanting his masters back, but at the same time he owns the label and he owns artist masters, Yeah. So
the label's taking not advantage. The label is taking a gamble to say, hey, I'm going to sign your band and we're going to see how it sells. And let's just say they do distribution only. And you don't sell shit, you don't really have that big of an audience. Maybe you sell like 5 or 10 records, that label will just put, $2,000 to $3,000, maybe more in to get all that printed. So it just makes sense to do the licensing thing too. So then the label's like, okay, here's an idea. Let's take this band, let's put them on tour, let's get them to go to Europe, let's get them to get a bigger audience. And then after that tour, there's a chance you might sell 200 to 300 more records, and now the label goes back made their money back from what they invested in. And then, they say you have your entire life to record your first album, but you only have 1 year to record your next album. Right. That shit's like super true, because now you got to get your next album out. Mm-hmm. And money doesn't come through streaming. Barely comes through album sales. The way to get money as a band is through licensing. And you can do that right. You could pull in an extra $30,000 a year, and then now you're affording to pay for your own album to be pressed and recorded if you do that right. I don't know, man. As much as I want to go and do tours and stuff, I think the main thing is to find a way to make money off of your music. And sync licensing is the way to go. I'm just waiting. Can't wait till I get this album done and I can start pushing this out to the people that I know.
So how do you get into this?
100% believing we will get this music synced into commercials and films and TV shows. 100% we're going to do it.
And how do you go
You just gotta
about
get
doing
there.
something like that, John?
A few things. Either you have connections with people in the film industry, or you shop around, or not shop around, but you browse through Twitter and you look up music supervisors and see which ones are active. And then there's other websites where you can see what shows people are using. I think one is TuneFind. I'll pull this up here in a second. But you can see which music supervisors are active right now. There's honestly, like on CD Baby Podcast, they talk so much about that. Recently, I found a website called Brands for Bands. That's another one where you sign up, send them the music, and then you're part of their database. There's a few. Let me see if I can pull this up. Actually, I don't want to waste too much time on here, but I would say go to CD Baby's podcast and type in sync licensing and just listen to those podcasts. They go a lot into detail, and a lot of times, a lot of supervisors are on Twitter. I don't use Twitter too much, but I like to keep in touch, and a lot of them on their websites will show submit your music here, submit your music here. You got to make sure your stuff is good quality and mastered and recorded properly. And then they need music, man. Especially they need music from bands that aren't going to charge them, $1 million. Because if you get a Beatles song or a Rolling Stones song, you're looking at paying like $1 million maybe to get that song in a commercial.
So if you close your eyes and think about Bad Vibrations, what kind of commercial is that going to be on or something?
That would be on Motor Trend, probably on a TV show with custom cars or custom motorcycles and stuff. Honestly, they might take the lyrics out and it would just be an instrumental. You hear
Nice, man. Okay. Okay.
We got a lot of heavy blues songs too that are coming out, and
so do you think? So you said that you're focusing on syncing and stuff to make money. Touring, what's the deal with touring, man? Is it never coming back? Is it gonna be a long time? What do you think, man? What's your
spring break? Everything's gonna open back up again, and there's gonna be a vaccine out there, and people are gonna be washing up on the shores of Florida. People are gonna be partying like crazy, and the summer is gonna be touring time. So right now is a good time for bands to start talking and start working on tours. I don't know, man. I want to do a European tour really bad. I also just want to do a small tour and go to California. I don't know, man. I'm confident that things are coming back in spring to summer.
Yeah, man. You guys have such good merch. What's the deal with your merch? Do you already have do you have a bunch of it on stock? So if I order a shirt from you, you already have a bunch of them, or are you going through a third party service where they put them up on demand?
Yeah, we have both. Sorry, I'm chewing on something. We have both. If it's international, we'll use a print-on-demand service because they're able to ship way quicker than we can. They have fulfillment sites in, Europe and other places where they can get the shirt to them in 7 days or less. If we ship it out from over here, it'll take longer. We don't have every single design made, but we do have our new shirts, like that Purple Rain design, some eyeball shirts. We have at least 30 in stock of almost every design. But depends. Some of the bigger sizes, it's not. We don't really sell too many 3X or 2X, so that'll usually go through a print-on-demand site as well. A lot of the baseball tees, we don't have those for print-on-demand. But T-shirts, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to ask, because the baseball tees, I have one. It's such good quality. And so do the shirts that you print on demand, are they just as good as quality,
I haven't even owned one of those print-on-demand shirts. I really want to get one. But there's a company that I work with here in Austin, and they have the direct-to-garment printing machine, and he shows me how it works. And he's like, yeah, we can print it. We can do, a drop ship thing. And their price is pretty close to the website that we use. But he was, if you look at direct-to-garment printing and you look up what to and what not to print, it'll show you which ones look better. If you have a design that's more photo-looking, like an album cover or something, it'll look good through that, or like a lot of nice colors. Or if there's a lot of colors, you would want to do that. But there's certain logos and stuff where you want to see like crisp detail. I think screen printing is the way to go. Usually we'll base it off the design, but I'm not the best person to talk about with that.
Are you working with
there's certain designs that look better print on to garments?
Are you working with one particular artist, or do you have a couple of different guys that you're working with on these designs?
We outsource to India. I mean, not India. I don't know why I said that. Sorry, guys. Indonesia and Thailand. Basically, what is that area called? Southeast Asia. Yeah, but so I don't know if my math is right. I need to talk to them about this. But, usually they'll charge anywhere between $60 and $120 for a design. And in America, artists here charge $400 for a design, right? Mm-hmm. So for a band like us, or any band, $400 is a lot of fucking money, dude. God damn. $400 for one design? Yeah, you'll have it forever. But, I mean, the guys in Indonesia are just as good as artists and listening to the music and respect it, and they're so humble and nice and willing to make changes. I've worked with some artists here in America, and they're just like it feels like it's a chore for them to like redo a small thing. But the other, Indonesia, no problem. All they say is, "Yep, man, I got you. Give me 5 minutes." Literally 5 minutes, bam, it's redone again. It's like, God damn, like they just work so fast and quick. And I've talked to them about what software they're using and everything, and man, they've got some good gear over there. And I think from when I've done my math, like $100 to us, if I send it to them, it ends up being like $800 or something. So, wow. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've worked with some guys from over there too, man, on a couple of designs. We might have worked with the same people.
Steven Yada, of course, is like blowing up.
Yeah.
He's probably
Alfie Andy,
dude.
I've used.
I don't know that guy.
I don't know if you know him. He's pretty good too, man. He's got some good designs as well.
Dude, Steven Yada, I bet you he could buy a fucking Tesla, Rolls Royce, or something. It seems like with the exchange rate and how much work he's doing, man, I bet you that kid like could probably buy like an apartment complex at this point, which is awesome. Maybe not that much, but I always see that he's always buying like tech deck, like skate parks and like badass bikes and like music gear and stuff. So it's awesome, man, to be supporting somebody and you see them like living a humble life, like riding bikes, playing in a band, and it's like, man, it's awesome to see that,
making money with their art
and have a career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you dabble in video and photography, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do any art, drawing, or painting, or anything like that?
Not anymore, man. I do not have the time. Dude, I don't even have the time to read a book. Yeah. Literally, I wake up every morning, 8:30, get to the gym by 10. I train for 3 hours in jiu-jitsu, Viking Ninja. Then I get back to the office and I start working on editing photos, content, website.
So the majority of your time is spent with photos and that media.
Mm-hmm.
Video.
100%. Like so much of my time is on Instagram or TikTok or just, paying attention to trends and hashtags and like writing things down and making a plan for releases of videos and seeing what's working for other artists. Like one of my friends brought up like research and development is the most important thing you do as a band. And it is, man, just paying attention to what is working for other bands and incorporating that in yours. I'm just like, dude, I fucking spend way too much time doing this shit. And I'm like determined to make successful career as a musician, and it's possible. I want to be one of the first bands to do it this way in our scene, to be able to pull in like $1 million a year. I 100% think it's possible to do. Maybe even more than that.
And this means you are going through Instagram and looking at these bands, what they're posting, who's liking what, when they're posting, what they're talking about, how good their shit is. You got all these insights to your own stuff as well. Do you use
my audience is 95% men. which is interesting.
Well, I mean,
So, I got to cater to that usually.
I think you're doing a great job, man.
Thanks, man. A lot of times, like, the people you need to pay attention to are, like, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, like, big popular artists, like, seeing what major labels are doing with the social media for those artists. And, you'll see, like, wow, like, any of those concepts that they do can easily be used to stoner rock, punk rock, anything, as far as, like, how long their videos are and stuff. They're putting a little short hype videos here or there. And right now, more people are on their phones than ever. It's just a great time to just stay active and just come up with ideas. This is a perfect time to learn how to use a camera and learn how to edit. So I just got like a monitor and like, kind of selfie stick type things, and I'm going to start making tutorials on how bands can do this stuff because I want to teach, like, there's a software called DaVinci Resolve, it's free editing software that anyone can get. I'm going to put short videos on how to, like, make quick clips, what, apps to use to make, like, a quick 30-second promo video or something. Because I've seen bands release a single and just, like, type with fonts. And it would be like, single out now. And it's like, you didn't take very much time to, make this post. Why should I care? And click on it. And I'll see other bands, like, can spend a shitload of money for some badass filmmaker to make them this awesome video. It's like, that's cool. Oh, man, that's a little overboard, I'm not about wasting money, man. That's why, like, if you can learn graphic design, photography, video editing, you're saving your band probably, like, tens of thousands of dollars.
Gosh, I know. And, man, I wish I would have stuck it out in audio engineering school so I didn't have to pay for this fucking studio time, brother.
I feel you, man. Yeah, I tried that, recording an album myself, and got through audio engineering, but it didn't come out as great as I thought. I realized that there are people who are wizards who are so good at what they do when it comes to recording. Like, they know their stuff, and I'm so glad we paid the amount that we paid for this album. It's going to be close to $10,000, but that's where it should be, because when you do it that way, then your music is set to the par of, like, televisions and movies, and you got that quality of stuff that can go out.
So you guys are based in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been able to use that to your advantage? And also, have you noticed that it's growing at all? Because I hear all this talk about all these people and all these companies moving out there. Have you noticed any changes in the scene?
Not right now because of COVID, but let me tell you, I've always liked Austin. I've noticed that Austin was very big in the lo-fi stuff as far as, like, recording quality and just, like, DIY. So when I came over here, I was kind of paying attention to what bands were hearing out. Before we were, like, kind of doing a little bit of everything, but I was telling my band, we really excel in the heavy rocking stuff. And I really, I go to stoner rock shows. I love The Well and Duel and, that whole scene with, like, what bands are from here, like Bridge Farmers.
Yeah, American Sharks, Destroyer of Light.
Yeah, there we go. So I see the bands that are here, and what's crazy is when this whole lockdown happened, like, every single one of those bands I just named hasn't really played a show or posted anything, really. I mean, I saw Bridge Farmers done a couple of shows, which is awesome. But other than that, like, Duel hasn't played, Well hasn't played, American Sharks hasn't played. I don't think Destroyer of Light has played. Maybe they have.
I know they're all working on something, man. Him and the guys, they got a super group cooking up right now, Temple of Love. So. Oh
yeah, with Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Susie's in the band, and so there's a bunch.
They're
of
on that purple, not purple, Deep Purple.
Yeah.
Album with Buddy. Man, I'm really excited for that thing. Crazy they did an Indiegogo and raised all the money.
Hell yeah.
Fucking awesome. But going back to what I was saying about Austin, it's kind of crazy that, because all these bands stopped playing shows, it just opened the door up for us, like 100%, to where, Far Out Lounge reached out to us, and we played about once a month, and basically our following just dramatically grew like crazy.
So
and
that's
we were able
another
to get
thing.
funds from.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
Oh, the city of Austin did this musicians relief grant, and we got 2 of them. So we got $2,000 from the city of Austin because a lot of our shows got canceled, and we put that 100% back in the band. We got a PA system. We made a music video with that. We paid for PR from our PR guy, and like, man,
That's amazing.
it's been a blessing living in Austin, dude. Like a fucking goddamn blessing. Like, this is probably the best city in the fucking world right now. I 100% like believe that this is the best city you can be at for music. There's a bunch of fucking haters saying, music's dead, they're letting the venues die. And it's like, yeah, but why did your band gotta die? Why do you need a music venue in order to be a band? Why does everybody think that playing live is all a band does? Like, don't y'all hang out? Don't you, like, have cool conversations? Don't you drink beer? Like, couldn't you record something like that? Can't you make a cool video of y'all hanging out? Like, record y'all live? I mean, if people like y'all, they want to hear you from what you're doing. It just blows my mind that, like, it's like been like crickets from a lot of bands that are here in Austin.
That is true.
And yeah, once things open up, like, it's gonna be different. But man, because of that, like, our band is just like,
if a lot of venues don't survive,
so many great opportunities.
It's like whatever's left. You know, if a lot of venues don't survive, if this is like a mass death of like music venues and shit like that, then what's left and what comes out of that is going to be a lot stronger and very more grassroots DIY, even much more so than it already was. And I think it's going to be even stronger.
100%.
So I wanted to ask you, you guys just recently kind of have really started gaining some ground in the last year or so. Do you feel like your band was a part of that stoner scene that you just mentioned with all those bands? Because from an outsider's perspective, to me, you seem like you are a stoner rock band, but you guys seem to be more in that psych rock scene with like Day Eater, Naja Brujo, and the Bowleys and those kind of bands. So do those scenes both overlap, or are they kind of separate?
No, they're very separate, man. It's weird. Like, when we were first kind of getting started about like a year and a half ago, I was trying so hard to just get an opening slot at the Lost Well for one of these bands, just to be an opening band. And like, no one responded to any of our emails or anything. We were like, talk to this manager person. Or, I mean, most of the time we didn't get a response. So, like, it's very, 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 very hard to get in on one of those great shows with, like, you know, the bands that were fucking killing it. You say Austin Stoner Rock, you know?
Right.
But when it comes to the psych rock stuff, you know, like, even, like, Hotel Vegas is hard to get into, but not that hard. We played there a couple of times, and that was, like, the venue. And it's easier to get shows doing that, you know, playing Kick Butt Coffee or even like the Mohawk and Small Stage. So we have a community that all supports us. So I'd much rather play with bands that we all support each other, and where when we post something, everybody fucking likes it or puts an emoji or says something stupid on there, you know, or shares it. You know, the thing about fucking Austin, there's so many people that will support you, and I like to work with other bands that are like we share each other's shit. We talk about each other's bands. You know, we shout out each other in interviews, and things with like Folius and Gator and Nagaburo and stuff like that. We all fucking love each other and support each other, and that's the way it should be, man.
Yeah, so you guys are emerging as a scene together rather than trying to join the scene that's already there.
Yeah, and I think we kind of started our own thing.
Right.
So now when things open up, I just like to book bands that are great and that are good and are active. Even now, it's like I'm in that situation where bands are messaging me like, hey, can we play a show? And usually I'll respond with, I don't know how shows are going right now, so let's wait a little bit. But will check onto their social media and look, when was the last time they posted? You know, last time they played a show, how many times did they post about it? If I see that they only posted the day of the show and nothing else, it's like, okay, so we're going to book your band on this thing that we set up, and you are not going to promote it or tell anybody about it. So I'm trying to figure out the nicest way. That's why I want to make this like YouTube series thing where it's like, hey, Ben, this is how we can, help each other get more people to come to shows. If somebody books you on a show, even a $5 or $1 a day ad to sponsor your show goes such a long way. I remember the first time we sponsored a show flyer a week leading up to the show, I had another promoter hit me up and be like, hey, do you guys want to play this? And then I was thinking, did that have to do with the ad? And then later on we were talking and they were telling me I really liked that you sponsored an ad. And I was like, fuck yeah. People pay attention that you do that you're going out of your way, that you're investing your money into that. And, I really want to, $5 is not nothing, man. Anybody can do that. But I don't know. I'm trying to, I got so much going on, but I really want to help people so that we can, together grow and get more people coming to shows and get more people to like your page. And there's nothing really out there. I mean, there's Matt Bacon, which is fucking, I would be nowhere if you listen to Matt Bacon. I've learned everything from that guy.
I've heard every single Dumb and Dumbest podcast they do.
Mm-hmm.
You were working with Damon Caraway and Gravitoid before the COVID situation. Are you still working with him? I mean, there's not much to be done right now as far as booking shows, but how is that going? How is your relationship with him? And because
we haven't talked too much, just because COVID, and our relationship was based on when a show was coming, what we can do to promote it, what bands you think are available would work well on this bill, and since they aren't booking any shows, nothing has really come from it. That's why I'm definitely going to end up working with Damon again once things start opening up and we start booking. But until then,
when you were working with him, were you not trying, but was the psych your bands that you run with, the psych guys, were you kind of integrating that? Because he books all the stoner rock bands, you know what I mean? They're involved in stoner jams and all that. And if he's reaching out to you to help book shows and fill out nights and stuff, are you bringing in your kind of bands from your group of friends, which is like a psych rock scene, and is the scene kind of integrating like that?
Yeah. Sometimes, yes. I've definitely suggested a few bands, but a lot of times his bands are really heavy. So, I can't really throw a band like Dater on there, but we have. And, the key is to get locals on shows to bring their audience to help support these bands that might have come from China or, we've had bands that have come so fucking, really far away. And it's we want to help these bands out as much as we can, so we want to try to get some locals on that show. And these are bands that, nobody's heard of. They're great. And that's why I really like Damon, is he'll give anybody a chance. And that's really important. What I've noticed in Austin is a lot of people don't give new bands a chance, which is weird. I think it's important to pay attention to who's active and what people are doing.
It's a level of pretension that I'm afraid of when I entertain the idea of moving myself out there, of relocating over there. Mm-hmm. I think, am I going to be dealing with this kind of this pretension that I feel like can be there? Which
probably
I don't think is necessarily 100% the case. You know what I'm saying?
We did.
Huh?
Yeah, it's easier than you think, man. Yeah. It's like, I like to say it's common sense, but it isn't for some people. Go out to shows. Okay, so Lowy Smoke, we tried to get on one of his shows for the longest time. And me and John would just go to, when we were living in San Antonio, we'd just go to all of the shows. And, we would tell him every time, we're in a band. And then one day he's like, you know what, fuck it. We got Black Cloud Power coming. You guys support my shows. You come to my shows. You're on it. I don't care what you sound like. You're on it just because you come to my shows. And I was like, damn. It's awesome. And it's like, duh, that's common sense. You go and you support somebody's show, they're going to want to work with you because you go to their shows. Why would somebody want to put you on a show and you've never gone to one of their shows before?
Right.
You know.
Um,
So
and
best
that,
thing to do is to go to shows and talk to people. I'm sure with you, man, like, you know a lot of people. It wouldn't be hard for you to get on any shows over here.
oh man, I've been offered to come back out there and stuff. I just have a lot going on. I'm actually really considering. I've actually already made my decision that I'm gonna be living out there in a few months. So,
Nice.
yeah, man.
Are you gonna be
Probably,
doing the solo shit?
yeah, Probably not Austin, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely one of the outskirts of Austin. You know, maybe San Marcos or New Braunfels or something like that. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
somewhere where I can afford to raise my family, but Austin is still accessible to me. I don't want to bite off more
Yeah.
than I can chew. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you'll be good, man. This is a really great area. You're next to everything. San Antonio, you're between San Antonio and Austin. Like,
Yeah.
you're not too far from anything. Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, you've seen what happened with, like, the lockdown and stuff. Like, Texas still pretty much stayed open and has, like, held its ground. And especially for some Austin music venues and musicians, like, shit, I mean, it's just kind of crazy that we could still safely put on a show and still sell some merch and still, like, gain a following and still, like, do our music thing while other bands can't or don't, you know?
Yeah, man.
Have
I've been
no
watching
option.
from afar for a long time, bro. I'm in a group chat with a lot of my friends from the band and stuff, and I've been telling them for over a year that like all these companies are relocating to Austin. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
people are leaving California. Texas is the number one place they're going. Like, there's gonna be a boom in the economy there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk supposedly both live here,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, they're probably the two most famous people in the world right now.
And he just did a pop-up little weekend of shows with Dave Chappelle in Austin, Texas last weekend, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they announced another 5 more shows coming up. Like, oh shit, the tickets just went on sale today. I was like, I'm gonna wake up and get them. A friend of mine posted and was like, I got 3 tickets to Chappelle and Rogan. Who wants them? 300 apiece. And I was like, fuck.
Damn it.
300 apiece. God damn. No, I'm not. I'm good.
Yeah, that's
I'm just
fucking
gonna stand outside.
crazy. Yeah, they're gonna make a killing. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at, man. I'm really getting geared up to get out of here. I actually got all my ducks in a row. I haven't announced this publicly, really, but I think I probably mentioned it to you and other people in my inner circle that well, I'm hightailing out of the desert.
I've heard rumors.
Yeah, definitely getting out of here, man. I have to play the chips as they fall. I'm basically just biding my time right now. But
Yeah, so yeah, man, save up, do what you got to do. You know, I was gonna say, don't leave anything in the pawn shop.
no, I stay
Yeah.
away from that fucking place, bro. So what is your speculation on the future of like? How do you think? Do you think Austin's gonna be prepared for South by Southwest or anything like that?
No, they're doing a digital South by, but I guarantee you that they just passed the SAVE bill here, which are supposed to put some funds to Austin music venues, but most of them already shut down. But that's okay. I mean, like, that happened. Honestly, I don't know if I really want to say this, so I'm going to say it anyways. I think that some venues should shut down and new people need an opportunity to open and start a new venue because, like, it's really weird that, like, a lot of these venues won't respond to emails or anything or don't give bands a chance, like new bands. And I just think that it should be required if you open a venue, you should have at least a local night on like a Tuesday or something where you can see new up and coming bands and give bands a chance and not act like they're not good enough or they don't know how to write an email or not tell them how or why or anything or help them out. And then bands just get discouraged and stop playing. And it's like, there's so many talented people here in Austin. I just, like, we need to help them out. You fucking never know what band could walk in there and just blow your mind, and the next thing you know, the next year they're selling your fucking venue out, you know? So, you
I
know.
almost share that same sentiment for like a lot of things in our society that it's almost, I don't want to say good, but COVID-19 fucking everything up, and like all these businesses failing and shit is gonna make room for a new way, because the way that we're carrying on in our society is just not good for the earth or the environment. And it right now presents an opportunity to kind of redesign that, and I think that's happening right in front of our eyes. But like you said, on the
now,
small,
you know, like
go ahead.
Some people thought, I'm going to start a bar.
Right.
And now you know, hey, if you start a bar, there's a chance there could be another pandemic, and everything you invested is gone. So, you know.
So on the smaller scale, like people are going to lose out. They're going to lose their ass. And then there's going to be a new wave of people coming in with, you know, with that dollar and a dream mentality. I mean, we only get one life. Tomorrow's not promised. If you have a dream or a passion or something that you want to pursue, and you're not doing that because you might fail or fall on your face, you're doing a huge disservice to yourself and everybody around you, because you're not living up to your
100%.
full potential. You know what I mean? Ideas and creativity bring life to the universe. So I think even though some of these venues are going to go away, there's going to be new venues. You know what I mean? It's like when the forest burns down and then fucking the new trees grow. You know?
Yep.
Well, John, thank you very much for being with me on here. You're going to be our first episode when I kick this off in January. I really appreciate it. I'm really proud of you guys as a band, man. You guys have come a long way in the past couple of years.
Thank you, dude.
And I've been watching your success, and I'm doing like you said. I was watching what you guys do and kind of trying to do that my own way, you know? And
exactly, that's the best way. And if you come down here or anything, like what I'm doing is I'm picking 3 bands every month, and I'm giving them a free photo shoot or doing like short videos and stuff. I usually give them like a week's worth of content. You know, I like to help anybody that I can. I mean, definitely if you got the budget, like, come on, throw me something. But most bands or most people, I'll go and I know that they're releasing an album and they don't have anything. I don't want to see that album come out and not have a cool photo on it or something. So that's what I'm here for, man. Like, now once you do get to Texas, like, I got you.
Well, I got my ticket. I will be there on New Year's Eve. I'll be there on New Year's Eve to hang with you guys, man.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. Cool.
So I'll see you then for sure.
We're still figuring out what we're going to do after, but.
Well, let everybody know where they can reach you, man, on social media and stuff if they want to get to you.
Yeah, I'm at A3RDEYE. Sorry, my spelling's bad right now. Or at Holy Death Trio. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on TikTok. I've been making some cool videos, so usually it should be my personal TikTok, but it's got the band handle on there because, you know, most of the stuff I do is music related. And don't be afraid of TikTok. Some people are afraid of TikTok, man, but like
everybody
really
keeps
cool
telling me to get on there. I'm gonna have to check it out. And Bad Vibrations is out everywhere on Spotify and all that good shit. And the video is on YouTube. We got a new single in
January. Yeah.
What's the new single called?
It's called The Killer.
Coming out in
January. It's one of our first songs.
Nice, brother. Man. Well, hey, I really appreciate it, man.
All right,
you guys
Zach.
take it easy.
Cool. You have a good one, man. Hopefully I'll see you in Texas soon.
All right, brother. Later.
All right. Later.
All right, everybody. That was John Rosales with Holy Death Trio. Make sure to check him out on Instagram at A Third Eye. That's ATHIRDEYE. And check out Holy Death Trio on all social media at Holy Death Trio. Their new video, Bad Vibrations, is out on YouTube right now. Be sure to check that out. Thank you guys so much for listening. We got an extra episode this week for our first week. We're going to be putting out 2 episodes, so be sure to check that one out as well. Thank you guys very much. Follow us at Jam Space, and we'll see you guys next time.